what seems like a prison cell in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It is the Rule the Galaxy crew. D-Doc will be with us here in a minute. He's running late. Oh, here he is.
Late as usual.
It is chapter 318. It's a post chapter 300 celebration with a lot of the Rule the Galaxy crew together. We have a special guest, so that'll be fun for the show. But we were at the Steel City Comic-Con today, and here we are just having an evening together, relaxing, reminiscing about the last few weeks, talking about any other Star Wars topic. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for having with us. Great. If you're not, you'll catch it on the podcast. Anyway, I'm Joe, chapter 318 of Rule the Galaxy. You can always email us at ruletheGalaxySW@gmail.com. And just like, follow, all those kind of things you need to do with social media, YouTube, podcasts, everything like that. Hey, let's go around the room. Let's go to one of our regular co-stars, Alfie Molinaro.
Hey, how we doing? It's been a fun weekend so far. Just sitting here relaxing, getting ready to talk some Star Wars.
He's a man of many words. The guy who put all this together, you would not believe the setup we have for the camera, everything like that here in the room. Our guy who, it was a DIY YouTube video.
This was a DIY. Yeah, it looks like we have an octopus holding on to the phone up here. We're what do you say? Shoestring and bubblegum. That's what we're running on tonight. But it's looking good. It's working. I think it's working. This comment section's a little delayed, so if you guys leave a comment, we'll probably answer you, a couple minutes later or 30 seconds later. But it's working, so we're good.
He keeps sounding like Anakin Skywalker in the Phantom Menace. It's working.
Yeah, it's working.
So, anyway, our special guest. He's been with us at ICCC before. He's an honorary member of the Rule of the Galaxy team. We call him Joe Doc, J Doc. Hey, he's right here. D-Doc's brother. How you doing?
Good. Yeah, good.
It's his first time. It's his first time on the show. He's a little nervous.
Rule the Galaxy is a family function. Now, I've met Joe's brothers and family through Rule the Galaxy podcast, and now here you are.
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like I know you guys more than only meeting you twice.
Yeah.
Because when we got here and started hanging out last night, like it was just like I was seeing you like just another day. So
there we go. That's the family. That's the community we have at Rule the Galaxy. A couple recaps. Brent is not with us on this episode and at the Steel City Con, but he was with us last week, where me, Alfie, Brent, Tom Line, one of our followers and listeners, and Ryan Massengale, one of our followers and listeners, former host, all went to the Great Ohio Toy Show in Xenia, Ohio. Mm-hmm. Alfie, these two guys didn't get to go to that. Let's do a quick recap of the Xenia trip. It was a wild one. You went over a day early with your daughter and your son?
That's right. We went, spent the night there, got to do some swimming, played a little pool, ate some pizza, got up the next morning and hit the toy show. It was a great time.
Yeah, there is something. We've gone now for a number of years to the Great Ohio Toy Show. I rank it right up there as one of the best events that goes on in the Midwest for sure. And what we have, seven buildings full of toys,
700 tables. It was it's a lot to look at, but it is a lot of fun to go through all of it.
It was a madhouse.
Yeah, there's something for everybody there. Regardless of what fandom you are, you can find something there.
Yeah, I was really surprised the amount of G.I. Joe, wrestling, Pretty Pony. What were some of the other things? They had a lot of guns. They had some guns and knives and different things like that.
Transformers.
E-Man.
E-Man.
Was there little people stuff there? Because that was one of the things, as we're going to get into it later, but I was surprised today of the price of like some of the little people stuff that was plastic bagged, where I'm like, people collecting.
What do you mean by little people, like the characters who were the round head and the I don't remember any little people.
I saw some of that there, but not a whole lot.
I was like, I have a zillion of these things, and they were like plastic bagged and marked like $5 or whatever a piece. So I'm like, are people collecting little people figures?
People collect everything.
Yeah, but I did see the one that they had repainted them.
Really?
And made them different characters from different movies. Like they had a Scooby-Doo set, Harry Potter.
They're very like horror movie, scary oriented.
Yeah. So they had them painted up, the old characters or the old toys, painted up that way today. That was pretty wild. At the Great Ohio Toy Show, the one thing different than ICCC and Steel City Comic-Con, no It wasn't a real clay thing, was
I
it?
saw a few, but not very many.
No, it was.
And nothing really elaborate.
No, it was much more just toys. And I will say, on all the years we've gone to this event, this was the most crowded.
Yeah, it was very crowded.
And we had a large group, so having a large group and it being crowded, it was hard to get around in there. It's hard to see everything.
It's
So
hard to stay together.
it was. So while it was good, and we all found some different things, I found things for my grandkids, found a few little knickknacks for me, found a Y-wing, which I've been looking for, which was great. You had a good run on some things there. Brent found some really good things for his Star Wars Legion. But overall, I give that place 2 thumbs up. If you go, I think the next one is in October.
Right. I think October 25th, maybe.
Okay, so October of this year, Xenia, Ohio. It's really, they promote it mostly on Facebook. Great Ohio Toy Show. Go check that out. And I think if you're a collector of anything, you're going to really like it. They've got some high dollar items, some low dollar items you can add and build your toy set. So go check that out. Have some fun with that. Before we get into the Steel City Con, we did do a little adventure today, just Pittsburgh related. I've been to Pittsburgh way too many times, and I felt like a tour guide today for the crew. But guys, what do you think about the overall city of Pittsburgh and the area of Pittsburgh? Alfie, I'll start with you because you had an interesting comment.
Yeah, well, the first is, it's an interesting bit of trivia. Do you know that Pittsburgh is the second largest city in the entire world for bridges?
Thank you for sharing the trivia. That's wonderful. It's only behind Venice
Right.
for the second most
Lots of
bridges.
bridges.
Yeah.
I could make a 5-part series on the history of Pittsburgh today, because Joe was just bringing the heat, and it was all good stuff. Like this is like me and you were talking. You brought it up. Like we were saying, like these are things we don't learn about places usually when we're traveling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I never would have
Right.
done what we did today if it wasn't for you showing us around.
Yeah.
I think what you're hinting at was my comment that it smells like burning tires.
Yes, there are times by the river and by some of the
Yeah.
factories that it smells like burning rubber
It's
or
gotta
burning
smell.
tires. Yeah. But the other thing is we got in late last night. Alfie was driving. I was being the navigator. And when you come through the Fort Pitt Tunnel, you start off in the far right lane. You come out of the tunnel. You're on a bridge looking at the city, and immediately you have to veer 4 lanes over to the far left lane just to get kind of to certain areas of Pittsburgh. And it's a madhouse.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. I
Yeah.
really would have liked a few seconds to have seen the city. So I imagine it's a beautiful sight coming out of that tunnel.
It
Like,
is.
oh, look
It
at that
is-
city. Get left.
It is a very, very interesting city. It's very pretty as far as the architecture, bridges, the tunnels.
Yeah.
The stadiums were gorgeous that we looked at today.
Yeah. Heinz. Acrisure Stadium and PNC Park, where the Pirates and the Steelers play. Look, I come here all the time, Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I've been to so many games now, and sometimes we come just when it's not even game time, just to be around Pittsburgh. We went down to the Strip District. You guys ate at Permani Brothers.
Yeah.
What did you guys think? Fries, coleslaw on the big sandwiches. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up. I loved it.
Yeah.
It's not for me. Interesting presentation. Just not for me.
I liked it. Yeah, I'm in on it. I would like to try the pastrami and the corned beef next time.
Yeah.
Because like that was one thing where I was like, I really wanted that, but I was gonna go with the burger. So it's like now I'm introduced. Now I'm gonna switch it up the next time I go there.
I think I
because-
would have liked it better if it was the corned beef. I did not care for the hamburger.
Yeah, I'm a corned beef guy, and you know what? It's like I think their hamburger is probably a traditional way they make their hamburger, and that's what they do with it,
just
and that's
didn't
why
taste right to me.
I did like it though. I'm a fan, and I will be back there next time we're around here, or if I see one. Which
Oh.
Joe says they're different if you go to like the restaurant or whatever.
I
Right?
mean,
it's like
it's the same feel, but when you go to we went to the Strip District, which is right down in a very cool part of Pittsburgh, and it's a very old Permani Brothers. It's a famous one. Like when a new Steelers player signs, the first thing he does is go to that Permane Brothers, try it, get a picture taken, all that
Love
kind
it.
of stuff. So we were in that Permane Brothers. We're not.
That would be nice.
Was okay too. You guys
Yeah.
are Philly cheesesteak guys, and you tried this out.
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah, I would eat it again.
Like I said, it was definitely not for me, but I would like to go back and try like the corned beef.
Okay.
I think that would taste a lot.
And we were introduced to IC Light. We're also not sponsored by IC Light, but you know, we would be open to it. We would be open to it. IC Light, very good light beer if you're looking for one.
Yeah. So we got the feel. We got the feel of Pittsburgh. We went around the stadiums. We went around the Strip District. I went to my favorite bakery on the Strip District. I showed them all the shops that are on game day, just packed with people. Signed the wall.
Yeah, that was cool.
They found my signature from years ago on the wall. I knew it was in a certain area, and then these three all signed and put their name on it as well. So that's pretty cool. It's a good tradition, and when we come back for a Steelers game this year, I'll make sure and go check that out again. But look, Pittsburgh's a great city, and going through that Fort Pitt Bridge and coming out and seeing the city like that, it's fantastic. And you know, tunnels and bridges, rivers, that's what it's known for.
Exactly.
So it was a lot of fun. We didn't get to talk about Point State Park and where Fort Pitt used to be, right there where George was located at one point in time, right there. We passed by right by it. But I've gone on the tour. It's really cool. So we've done that. We've checked it out. We stayed in a hotel that it's not a 5-star hotel, but honestly, you know, again, not only is our technology shoestring budget, but our travel plans are on a wing and a prayer budget. And it was an expensive weekend. I don't know if it was because Steel City Comic Con was going on or because the Yankees are in town to play the Pirates.
I bet it was Yankees. Thinking about that now, it
Yeah.
probably was Yankees.
Yeah.
Connecting those dots.
Yeah, so it was a little pricey in here. And my wife, she is great on hotels.com. She was like, Joe, this is the best deal you're going to get. And last time we were checking again, and everything was kind of like double the price of what this hotel was. So I have a feeling this was the best deal we were going to get. But hey, we've had fun. It's been interesting. The four of us sleeping in one room together is an adventure in itself, and we all survived. We got one more night of that before we all head back to Philly and Indy. But, you know, we talk about ICCC all the time. This is our first time going to Steel City Comic Con.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, we could have, if we would have figured it out or planned it ahead, maybe gotten our pictures taken or met Hayden Christensen. But they had some big name people at this event. And then to go along with that, I really was impressed with the cosplay. I was really impressed with the amount of vendors and the variety of things with the vendors.
The artwork.
The artwork was fantastic. So I don't know, what were your guys' overall thoughts? I mean, we got here early in the morning. We spent a good amount of time there, but I really ranked this high up there on some things we've gone and done together, even comparing it to ICCC.
Yeah, I agree.
I would agree. If we had more time, I could have spent quite a few more hours there walking around.
Yeah.
Not a real reason to, but it was just a lot of stuff to look at. Felt very happy with what we saw, what we got. I thought it was a very well put together convention.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's only to me, it's like all I've ever been to is ICCC. So to go to this one was different for me, and it was really nice. I thought there was a lot of cool people there. We got a lot of cool photos with everyone.
Yeah.
And again, it's that feeling of being like, as Nick Shesky said, like, these are my people when you're around them. It's like you can feel comfortable going around nerding out, looking at all this stuff and seeing all these cosplays and taking pictures with people and all that stuff. So it had that atmosphere where it was just like you had all these vendors where you can, like, I don't know. I don't want to say like small town atmosphere because it was huge, but it was like you felt like you were able to connect with everything you were seeing there. So it was cool. I expected it to be crazy and like kind of hectic, and it wasn't really like that. You know, it was crowded.
Well run.
Yeah, I just think it was well run.
So Joe, you've only been to ICCC in this, right? what were like some of your comparisons between the two? And I know ICCC when we went last time was at a fairgrounds,
Yeah.
and not at a convention center. But your overall feel, because then I'm going to bug these two about ICCC at the hotel at the convention thing compared to this. But what were your thoughts?
Well, I thought that I was surprised by the amount of cosplay that was at this. I thought there was more than when we were at ICCC a couple years ago. There were some cool ones. Maybe like we saw more of them because it was in a little bit of a tighter space. Where like at ICCC, like there was a lot of stuff that was spread out. I thought there was more artwork at this. Like, and I'm a more casual fan of Star Wars than you guys are. Like, I don't collect. Like,
Sure.
I don't collect all the toys. Like, I don't have a lot of stuff. And but I think that if I had more space in my house to like hang things, I think I could have bought like a couple things, like artwork things. Right now, my wife, no chance I'd be able to hang it anywhere.
But you got a 1-year-old.
Yeah,
I mean,
so I got one. Yeah, so I got these. I got him his first. These are his first Star Wars toys that he'll have. He just turned one the other day. So we got these. You guys recommended these to me. Found these.
That's
Got
great.
these for $5, and I was like, this is cool.
oh, yeah.
Like so just seeing that was cool. And like I like Star Wars stuff. So just seeing all the old toys that like we knew from when we were kids, it's cool to and like hang out and like just talk about like Star Wars things with you guys, and like it's fun seeing you guys root through bins. Like it's weird. Like I enjoy seeing you guys like you're down on the ground like rooting through, like digging through stuff, and you're like, and Alfie's just like, oh, all right, that one, like I'll take that. and he's like, oh, I don't know, and you're like noting everything. You're like, all right, I'm gonna go back to here, and there. I'm gonna talk to these people, and so yeah, so it was fun. The comparisons. I liked the bar right in the middle there.
Yeah.
That was nice. And it was cool. It was cool to go into a lot more guests, I guess, at this, right? Like than ICCC, from what I remember.
I feel like there's
They
a
had-
lot
they
more.
had
There's an
a
insane
lot.
amount. Yes.
Because we were
Yeah.
like in that room, like poking around, like trying to see, like saw Christopher Lloyd. I was like, that's crazy. Like that's Christopher Lloyd's in there. Like, and so there was a lot in that room. So
And it was pretty like it was pretty like laid back. You know what I mean? It was just like
it wasn't hectic, really.
yeah.
Like
It started to get crowded, and
Yeah, it
you
definitely
started to
started
get
getting more
you
crowded.
started to have the channels where like if you were going to step aside, you had to like there was flow of traffic going on towards the end of it, but the crowds were there pretty consistently. We were there from what almost 10 a.m. to 2 o'clock, 2:30 today, and the crowds were just buzzing around there.
I wish the costume contest was today and not tomorrow, because I feel like there would have been even more. Like, and the ones we saw were so cool. Like that, the Mandalorian with this guy was like 7 feet
Oh,
tall.
yeah.
It seemed like he was huge,
He
and
is
he
a
had this
monster.
like cool like wolf like painted on the front. Like that might have been one of my favorites.
That was a really good one.
It was very well done. I think to go along with that, I thought any staff members that were around were very much in charge. They weren't jerks. They weren't bossing people around. They were customer service. I think was good, and it seemed very organized.
Yeah.
Like I didn't feel like there wasn't. Unfortunately there was a medical emergency right when we showed up, and an ambulance and cops were out front going, "Hey, step to the side so we can get this done." And they took care of it. We were able to go in, no problem. They were all apologizing. Hey, sorry about that inconvenience. Come on in. So that was kind of cool, very relaxed. I thought the way the tickets were handled were very easy. You go
So
online,
quick.
boom, boom, show them your phone.
You go online, you show them your phone, and then you get this wristband. You walk in, and you're in.
Yeah.
It's easy.
And if you want to go in and out of the place because you had your wristband, you just show the wristband, in and out, all good to go. So we've had the pleasure of being at 3 times now, our group. You were at 2, you've been at all 3. I was at 2.
And I've
Brent
been
was
to
at 2.
Comic-Con in Indy.
Yep, Comic-Con, Indy. We went to the Indiana Toy and Collectibles
In Bloomington.
in Bloomington. We've both been to Star Wars Celebration in the past, which is a whole nother creature.
Yeah, that's taking it way up a level.
But even there, I felt like something like this, again, was very well run, very organized. The ease of getting in and out, the ease of buying the tickets, everything you wanted to do. If we talked about compiling some cash and going and getting the 4 of us a picture with Hayden Christensen, unfortunately, it was all sold out. Which that happens.
Yeah.
But we could have done that. It was an easy thing if we'd have just clicked a few buttons, boom, it's done and we're ready to go. But comparing, you've now been to the hotel version of ICCC and the fairgrounds. You've been to the hotel version and the fairgrounds, and then something like this. Out of all those, what's the which one gives you the best feel of? Because I mean, we liked ICCC. I liked them in both settings, but that hotel area was tightly packed. Couldn't really do much in there. This one was that on steroids, much bigger. And then the fairgrounds had that feel, but then more spread out again. So give me some comparing and contrasting on all those things for you guys since you've been to all of that.
I really liked this convention. I thought, I'm going to keep saying it was very well run. You know, what we get, we went to the bar a few times.
Yeah.
And it was very quick, very easy. They had plenty of people working the concessions in different areas. The bathrooms were always clean, and you didn't have to wait. There was plenty of facilities for everybody. I always have a problem with conventions because of my anxiety. I've really liked the ICCC at the fairgrounds for that because there was the ability to go outside. It wasn't so bad today, but as the crowd got bigger, I was starting to feel it, but that's just me, you know. I've liked both. You know, this is new and it seemed really well done. I'd like to come back. I'd like to be able to spend more time, you know. It's not that we couldn't spend more time today, but this just kind of came together at the last minute.
Yeah.
I'd like to have more time to plan it out, and maybe after seeing how it worked, you know, meeting somebody.
Do like a Friday, Saturday, and meet one of the people there. Yeah.
I've been to Indy Comic Con. I went on a Friday, and it was very similar to this, but on a Saturday there, I know it's ungodly busy. And if you were to get a signature from somebody like Hayden Christensen, that's pretty much your day there. You're not going to get to do much else. So for being a Saturday, I thought it was very well done.
Okay.
I was very impressed.
Yeah, and I'll say the same. It's like my thoughts are is I would like to come back to it. Like that's always a good impression when you think like, man, I'd like to come back to this next year because, you know, I saw how the autograph and meet and greet sections were, and I'm like, damn, I would actually kind of like to do that because that could be like, you know, like your extra highlight of the day on top of all of that stuff. Like I would maybe do like meet like 2 people or something like that, and if you can do 2, like Joe had shown us on the app that you can have 2 guests meet Hayden Christensen. So he's $200. Each of you pays $100. You meet Hayden Christensen, and like Joe said, we could have done that. Days ago, we could have probably signed up for that if we wanted to, but we were kind of like, that was kind of just like a last minute idea, and you know, it shows that the people showed up. But we could see his line, and it looked like they set it up with their times to where they were probably managing those times. Like his line was definitely different than the other ones, because he's Hayden Christensen, he's freaking Darth Vader. But I mean, it was just cool. You could kind of like go wander around like the autograph area and you just could do it. It's not like you walked in there and people were like, whoa, back off here, show me your credentials or whatever. It was like, I think you're kind of free to like walk around that zone, like lingered around the side. You don't want to disturb.
And these people have paid to be in line to go do that, so it was like we don't want to intrude on their their shoulder, like, hey, I'm supposed to be here, or are you supposed to be here?
Yeah.
Right.
But if you want to go to the edge and go on your tippy toes and see Christopher Lloyd and just be like, I'm not trying to invade anybody's space here, but I'm just trying to peek up and see someone, you can do that. So I'm not encouraging it, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if you're allowed to do it, but no one told us we weren't allowed.
The only thing we did mention, and I don't remember which one of you guys said it, we need to reach out to them, because I do think one of the things that ICCC does well is they have the podcast room. And the podcast room might not be perfect, but it's a good setup to where you can't... Joe? Oh, no. It's okay. We'll fix it.
Clip that.
Joe's putting a little LBs on over here. he's getting the dad bod going. But so I think they do a good job at the ICCC or ICC Con that they have a podcast room to where Star Wars or fandom podcasts are going on, and then some of the major guests do quick drop-ins for like 10 or 15 minutes, a quick hit interview, boom, out the door. Something like this today, they had so many guests there that you could have had somebody basically run a podcast room and have it up on the corners on TVs and just sit there and go, hey, we've got Donnie Most from Happy Days. Donnie, come on in, boom. How you doing? We love you in Happy Days. Blah, blah. Talk to him real quick. Let him go off to his signatures, but let people up there see that that's a possibility. And hey, remember, you can go on the app, you can sign up, you can go see him in there, and hey, Donnie, thanks for the interview. Boom. I think you could do that with just anybody who was there because they had a wide array of people. We were talking about, I think they had Gina Davis from League of Their Own, right? They had Katie Sackhoff. They had Christopher Lloyd. They had the guy from
James Vanderbeek.
James Vanderbeek, right? I mean,
Shannon Elizabeth was there from
Shannon
American
Elizabeth.
Pie.
Yeah.
So they had like an American Pie like cast reunion.
Oh,
Did
that's
you see
right, they did.
Sean Michael Scott or whatever who played
Stifler.
He was there.
Really?
Yeah, his picture was on that. His picture was on the thing when I walked in. I'm like, so this is like a full American Pie like reunion going on.
Didn't they
here?
have Ron Howard and his brother?
Yeah.
Here? Both?
Clint Howard?
Clint Howard.
Yeah.
And was Bryce Dallas there as well or no?
I think she was.
I don't remember that.
I think she was. I think I
Bryce
saw a
Dallas
Bryce
was.
Dallas Howard thing on there.
There was
But-
a lot of stars in the building, to say
Yeah.
the least. Like,
Yeah.
there really were.
So I think, you know what? Hey, Steel City Comic Con, I'm going to reach out to you. And if it means I got to bring in some heavyweights and get some people with some power in behind me and push this, you know, I'm here in Pittsburgh all the time. I'd love to try to set that up because I think that would be a cool addition to what they're doing. Maybe even let some people who say, hey, I want to get that person's signature or a photo with them, but I can't. They could hop in and watch them for 10 or 15 minutes in an interview, feel good about themselves that they're like, oh, I'm watching this, and then hop out to the next thing, right?
Mhm.
So that's just our 2 cents worth. Other than that, I thought it was a great event, well run. I thought the vendors were very high quality, and they had a variety from horror stuff to all kinds of blades and gun, not real guns, but like prop guns,
Yeah.
things like that. And I thought the cosplay, the 501st did a great job. And I think all the other people who were just there as fans who were like, hey, I'm going to dress up in a cosplay outfit, I think they did a great job with that as well. So 2 thumbs up, actually 8 thumbs up here from the group. We really enjoyed that. And, with these guys being from the Philly area and us being from the Indy area, it makes sense for us to maybe do this in the future to be the halfway point and check out some more fun, factual stuff in Pittsburgh. Maybe we'll go see the Catholic church that's up on a hill that has bones from saints in it. I should have taken you guys up there today.
I would like to see that.
Yeah,
I don't know if there'll be enough time.
I don't know. I got Home Depot. It's a full Saturday.
Yeah.
Dr. Squatch is in the chat. He said this is awesome, and then he also said that the con sounds awesome as well. So
Good. And Dr. Squatch, we like to do this. So our people who are part of the show and comment and get involved, we had Adam Parker on in the past. I'm sure we'll have him on again in the future. Michael Nip, we've had him on with us, and he's come in a lot. Dr. Squatch here during the Andor time frame, maybe during one of those show weeks. We've already talked. He's going to come on with us and do a show. Dr. Squatch, we're really hoping we're doing it live and in person, and you're not doing a First Cairo on us and do the avatar on there the whole time. Even though we love your avatar, we love to see your smiling face and talk to you face to face until we can get down south and meet you in Alabama. So thanks for always commenting. Guys, while we were, planning to come here or getting ready to come here, they released that on May 4th, they're going to be doing 6 episodes, I believe, of Tales of the Underworld.
Yep.
And some of our favorite characters are going to be involved. And I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be revealed. There's going to be some cool storylines with Cad Bane and Asajj Ventress. Guys, Hasbro, make sure you make the new Asajj Ventress with the new hairstyle because she's no longer in the old Asajj bald head and dress and all those kind of things. We need the new version of Asajj Ventress. So think about that. But what are you guys' thoughts? I personally, Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Empire, I thought were very well done. I thought they were some very good quality shows, and I like that they're only 10 or 15 minutes. You get a good little segment. You hop in, you hop out a little story,
Yep.
some background stuff, but very well done. This, I think, all 6 are going to be released on May 4th. So we'll have Andor going on, and then on May 4th, Tales of the Underworld. What do you guys think? What are some things you guys are brainstorming on? I think we might see.
I would hope to see some answers to how she's alive, where she got the yellow saber from, who the Padawan is that's in the trailer,
Okay.
and evidently there's another Inquisitor.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Cad Bane's story just because it looks like they're going to be showing him from like a young age to how he
Right.
got to this point. You know what I mean? Showing like some backstory on him. I assume that's what it is, right?
Yeah, because he doesn't have the tubes.
Yeah. So it'll be cool to see his backstory, and like Joe said, it's like these are perfect, and these are things we talked about on the podcast where we were like, they could go anywhere with these Tales of series.
Mhm.
You know, they can do Tales of the well, they did with
Tales of the Empire. They had some
Empire.
Sith in there. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So like they can really go anywhere with any direction of Star Wars that they've had in the past. So that's what I'm excited about for it. Is it's just an easy watch and it's fun to watch. It feels like it's kind of like a no pressure, just sit back and relax,
It's an
watch
easy
it,
win.
and enjoy it. Yeah.
Mhm. Yes. Take the layup. Right. I mean, that's something you say to sports teams. You take the easy shot, make
Yeah.
the money, get it done, get the win. Right. Get out of there. We joked around recently. The story group, we called it, with Aaron from Hyperspace Heroes and Mark Newbold. We're like, take the easy wins. Lucasfilm, Disney, people want these. Just take it, put it out there. We'll watch it, right? I mean, it's easy. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm guessing Filoni is involved, right? When he's involved
I think
with,
so.
yeah.
His characters.
It's Dr. Squatch said he'll give a face reveal on here. So,
Yes,
yeah.
face reveal for Dr. Squatch. But I look, D-Doc's right. They can go anywhere with these tale stories, and maybe we don't need a 4-season, 20-episode new animated series. You could keep once a year come out with one of these, and it would probably scratch the itch of a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
to give some stories.
You could do Tales of Pod Racing, and it probably
Oh.
wouldn't even miss. Like you could literally
Oh,
do
that's
like
fun.
a three episode or like
Mhm.
talking about like the pod racing series, something as simple as that in
Oh.
Star Wars.
Like
That
the
people
season
were
like going
interested.
to the other planets that you played in the game.
Yeah,
Like them racing the circuit.
following like a racer,
So,
like who's doing that? Like,
The young lady you showed us tonight who does the sound effects
Mhm.
from the pod.
Yeah.
She could have a job just making sound effects for
there you go.
the series. And then now that Jack Harvey is reporting, he's actually covering IndyCar, have him come on and be one of the sideline guys
There you go.
during the pod races, like
That'd be
it's the
awesome.
season. Jack, when you watch this, we're pushing you to get involved with Lucasfilm. We
But-
need you on there.
Could they do it like what was the show on Netflix? Drive.
The Formula
Formula One show.
Oh yes.
If they just made the show
Oh.
like that, like it's
Yeah.
like a reality show of them doing a thing. Like it's not. So it's like they're like interviewing all of the crew. Like it's just showing like the everyday stuff like that. Like it would be fun.
Squatch said I'd be embarrassingly excited for Tales of the Pod Races. Maybe that was just a good idea that I just came up with. I don't know, but
I love it.
it would be awesome, and that just shows how simple it is. It's like take one small cool thing from Star Wars and just expand off of it. And there's no I feel like there's no pressure on these shows because the animation looks great when they do it. I think it would be awesome. So that's why I'm looking forward to this, is because I think you really can't mess with it. So it'll be fun. We got a 6-episode drop it all at once, and let's see where it goes.
So with that being said, Star Wars Celebration Japan is going to be coming out here very soon. It'll drop before Andor. So obviously those people will see a preview of Andor and what's going on. We're probably going to get a little drop of Mando and Grogu
Hopefully.
at that. Maybe a little drop of Ahsoka season 2. You know, a little sizzle, right? A little behind the scenes stuff. But what else? If they've already let us know about this little tidbit, the May 4th and the Tales of the Underworld. What's something else that could be up their sleeve that they could say, hey, we're going to give you this in 2026, or we're working on this right now. Is there a full-length animated series? I know I said we probably don't even need that if we keep doing these, but that's right out there. Is there another live-action show, or is Disney Plus pretty much saying we're washing our hands of this, we're going back to theaters? And if so, we know the Ray thing is in the works. We hear that the Levy is in the works. Outside of Mando and Grogu, are there any other things you guys are feeling that's going to, because that's coming up soon. That's going to be next week. I think it's the week before Andor that Star Wars Celebration Japan occurs.
Yeah.
Hopefully they have something, because I don't know of anything else.
I don't either. Yeah. That's why I'm like, I've been giddy with expectation about movies and rumors for years. We really started doing this podcast since I started following that stuff more closely. And, you know, Brent will laugh at this, and I always just got my expectations up, and just, you know, months later or a year later, here it's canceled. So it's like, I just kind of, I don't know. I was telling Alfie today, because Alfie always, you know, Alfie's in on what's going on with stuff, you know, behind, like he follows it and knows more about rumors and everything that's going on. And I'm like, did you read anything about this Tales of the Empire? And he was like, not really.
I didn't hear anything about it.
Like, they just dropped the trailer for Tales of the Empire. It was like no leaks, no nothing. It was just like, hey, this show is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Which you said you heard they were going to drop a show, though, or something on May 4th, right? Like, or something was going to happen May 4th.
Right. I'd heard that, but nothing specific about what it was.
Yeah. So, like, they could have something up their sleeve. I mean, maybe some things are going on that we don't know about. I mean, leadership changes are rumored. I don't know if things are starting to be implemented. Who knows? But we'll see. I'm looking forward to Celebration. I'm hoping Star Wars surprises me, because I'm going into it with no expectations, which I was going into it with expectations before. So they took a year off from it, if I'm not mistaken, right? They didn't do a Star Wars Celebration last year, right?
They did D23. I don't remember.
When was the one in London?
I think that was 2 years ago.
Was it?
They went from London to Japan?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
I want to say it was 2 years ago. Maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like they took a year off, or almost a year and a half, or whatever. I don't know. I feel like it's almost 2 years since the last Star Wars Celebration.
Okay.
Because that's when Hayden Christensen came out for Ahsoka 2, right? And said, this is where the fun begins.
Yeah.
That was a while ago.
Man, it all blurs together.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, I think it's almost
We
2 years. I don't know.
talking about it today. This is 318th episode of Rule the Galaxy, and just thinking about that, all the stuff we've talked about. I mean, it's got to all mesh together. My brain is 318 episodes of it just all together. So a couple things. One, if you haven't seen it yet or listened to it yet, I put it back out on Twitter. It's on our YouTube channel. I think it's out on our podcast feed as well. We were lucky enough when the day that the sizzle reel came out for Bad Batch season 3, and Asajj Ventress was in it. Nika Futterman was on our show, right? Like the day of or the day after, and she came on and let us know, without us pushing her at all, that Bad Batch stuff was just an appetizer of what she was going to be doing in Star Wars with Asajj. She said there's going to be an entree and maybe some dessert and all this, and we're thinking, okay, so is this the entree, or is this the salad before the main course? I don't know with the Tales of the Underworld.
Maybe the cheese fries.
I'm lactose intolerant. I can't have the cheese fries.
What's the thing they give you, the one bite thing before the meal?
Palate cleanser?
No.
The sorbet?
Oh my god, what's the thing called? I'll think of it later.
The what? I don't know.
They give you like one bite. It's like a preview. Oh my god. It's like a French word.
A sample.
I'm not. I don't eat a lot of fancy restaurants. Obviously, if I'm going to Permane Brothers and getting coleslaw and fries on my sandwich, I'll eat a little bit of anything. I guess I don't need a preview. So we have that going on. Go check those things out. Check out the posts that we did at Rule the Galaxy on Twitter, or I'm sorry, Rule the Galaxy SW on Twitter, or on our YouTube channel with Nika Futterman coming on and talking about that.
Amuse bouche.
Amuse bouche. There we go. It's a word that I did not think would ever be spoken
Sounds
on.
classy.
Yeah, Rule the Galaxy.
Amuse bouche.
Amuse bouche.
Amuse bouche.
Amuse bouche. Yeah, we're having a lot of different. Joe's teaching us some Italian
Lots
today.
of culture.
Yeah, lots
Lots of culture. here in
Lots of
Pittsburgh.
culture. Lots of culture. And D-Doc's teaching me how to use his new camera that he got. And I'm probably going to have to get one because Lori and I are doing this travel podcast. And I tell you what, it's kind of got me hooked to take that with me on the next trip I take.
Yeah, we're going to be making a little bit of a vlog video from this trip. I'll be editing it up and we'll post it on Rule the Galaxy's channel. Joe is a natural with the vlogging camera. I'm pushing him to go for it because I think he makes great stuff with it. So
Yeah.
It's his calling.
Okay.
it
My
is.
calling.
It is.
My
It
calling.
is.
Now, if someone would just pay me for my calling, that's all I'm asking you. But really, that's kind of all I had. I think it's fun. I will say on these toys, just to catch up with Joe posting this, we've told Joe for the first so many years when your kids are little, no reason to go in heavy and deep on expensive toys, especially Star Wars toys, because they're just going to tear them up or lose them or whatever. So between Ollie's, because we made an Ollie's run tonight,
We
we
did.
need to talk about
It was
that real
very
quick.
successful.
Between Ollie's and going online to Amazon or whatever, what are these called again?
I think Galactic Buddies, Galactic Heroes.
Galactic Heroes, Galactic Buddies. The little chubby guys we always call them.
Everybody calls them chunkies.
Chunkies, chubbies, whatever. It's not any kind of fetish or anything like that. But that's what little kids like 5 and under. No reason to go give them the 3 3/4 of the 6-inch Black Series. Give them some of these. Let them get used to the characters. Let them have fun, and then start making the investments and let them choose what they like. So I'm really glad he picked those up for his son to have those as his first two. Let's do before we finish up.
Yeah.
It's totally different than the alleys by where we are. D-Doc, while we found a great aisle with all the Star Wars stuff in it, D-Doc went spying around on another aisle and found behind some stuff more Star Wars stuff. So maybe tell a little bit of some of the secret finds you found there, or some of the good finds you guys found there.
You can tell them about your find like
Yeah.
2 seconds into digging on that one.
I was really surprised to find a Black Series Balin scroll for $9.
Yeah, and I wish I bought one because I'm regretting that. There's always that leave the
Right.
store regret.
That figure hasn't been out that long you would think to be at Ollie's. But yeah, I found that, and I can't tell you how many times I'd looked for that Omega.
And this Omega, right?
Finally found it.
Oh, that's fine. It's an igloo cooler.
I know.
Um,
Just gotta bust
so
his balls
Omega,
a little bit.
Balin Skull,
Mm-hmm.
and then D-Doc found, was it a holiday?
Yeah, I found a holiday special Mandalorian Scout Trooper. Yeah, and it's got this nice clean blue and white design on it.
Nice.
It's just a really nice looking figure. It's not one that I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna pull this out at Christmas time. I'm probably just gonna have that sitting on the shelf with the rest of my Black Series. I mean,
It's a
and it
great
comes with
looking
Babu
figure.
Frick. as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Great looking figure.
I just love, you know what, being around the energy and the excitement of people finding things. And that's one of the things I want to bring up from earlier when Joe was saying how he liked watching everybody kind of dig through things. It's so funny to know the things that hit the notes with each one of us, the either characters or the artwork or the genre that we all look for, and certain different things mean something different to each one of us. Like
Mm-hmm.
there are certain characters and certain areas of Star Wars and other things that Alfie's looking for. Some to D-Doc, some for me. And so it's like we're all looking at these different things, but we all kind of know it. We know our our Star Wars language on this stuff. So no, it's not a these guys episode. We're not. They open every episode of these guys opening a can of something, saying not bad for a fat guy. It's just fucking D-Doc opening beer cans. I see light. So it was really cool to see like you guys like we would walk by a different booth and seeing you guys light up on different ones like that. And then also I think it's great that we each have a different approach.
Mm-hmm.
Alfie is a samurai, right? And the samurai comes in, sees his battle, swipes a sword, and he takes his killing, right? D-Doc, a little bit more playing it, planning. He grabs some things and then waits. And me, on the other hand, I memorize the entire walkthrough of everything we're doing and then go, okay, I've seen it all. I'm calculating in my head what makes the most sense of what I want to do. So we have a different approach. And then I go back and go, okay, this, that, this, boom, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool. And I bet you, if you talk to any other podcast or any other group like ours, everybody's like that.
Yeah, and you know what? It's funny. It's like I kind of like prepared like to spend for ICCC, and I felt like for this, I wasn't sure like what I wanted to spend. So I was like, I'm like, do I like? I saw a lot of great stuff that I would have bought today, but it was like I was like struggling on what to pull the trigger on, really. So I feel like if we do come back here next year, I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm coming in with this budget. I know that they have X amount of art stands. I know they have this many amount of Black Series. I know they have this many of custom Lego figure stands.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm coming in ready for this stuff now because I bet those stands will be all right. I've never seen so many custom Lego minifigures in my life. It was crazy.
Those were really fantastic.
Some really good ones.
There were 2 stands, and one of them was big. The other one was massive. So it was crazy to see that kind of stuff there. It was those were the new twists where I'm like, all right, what do I do here? You know what I mean? It was like you got the curveball thrown at you, and I kind of was a little dumbfounded, I'll say, because I didn't buy much. I bought stuff for my kids today, but I did buy something from Ollie's for myself.
But I think the other thing that's going on is the 3D printing is now a big thing. So a lot of people are like, oh, well, I only want to buy 1977, Kenner this, whatever, and there's true, what is it, truists? I don't know. Like they have to buy something that's Lucasfilm branded, it's or Disney branded.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like the stuff where it's like this guy's artwork is really great, and it doesn't matter if it's branded or anything like that. It just speaks to me, right? And then we saw like some 3D printing of like a Ahsoka,
right,
and a Mando.
Yes.
And they were helmets, but they were done in a 3D way with like some different notches in them that really gave depth
right
to them. And it was messing with your eyes a little bit.
It was a design using like really thin wooden pegs. So it gave it a 3D look.
Yep.
I didn't see this.
Oh, that was really cool.
I couldn't stop looking at them.
And and then between that and the stickers, I mean, my gosh, I only have so many laptops. I can't put those stickers everywhere. You bought 6 or 8 stickers
Yeah,
today.
I did. Mm-hmm.
And it's people do some really great artwork and then put them on the stickers, and it's like how do I not get these?
I know
right?
the stickers were sick too. I was caught staring at them as well today. It really was.
Yeah, it was a mixture of new. It was a mixture of old. It was a mixture of art. It was a mixture of Legos, and then all kinds of genres. It wasn't just Star Wars. It was a lot of different things. So it was overall a really good show. The Ohio show. We're going to do those guys soon. Tom and Mass and I, who usually break away and just do a silly talk about stuff, they went on the trip to Great Ohio Toy Show. They've invited Alfie and Brent on. So when we get that planned out, we'll do that, and we'll do those guys to where we mash up those guys and Rule the Galaxy and talk about just the trip in general, because half the fun on that was just riding in the cars, and then the stories. Alfie's giving us stories from getting there early. The guys are having stories in the car. It's just a wild, crazy setup. And each of us there with a different purpose, but overall it was a really great trip to go along with this one. So You guys have any other thoughts? Anything you want to hit on or close on before we go?
It's just been a great fun weekend.
Good.
Glad we did it.
Yeah, I'm really glad we came. It was fun to have the bro on his first ever
Yeah.
live podcast.
Yeah, I like tagging along. This has been fun. I'm a little nervous events, guys, and I'm like, because when I'm looking around at the stuff, like you guys buy stuff, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, looking around, and then what's gonna happen is I'm gonna get roped in.
It takes one
And then,
purchase.
and yeah,
That's
and then
all
I'll
it takes.
I've got those two little guys. I think actually at ICCC I bought this shirt the
Yep.
first time I went. I was like, that's an awesome shirt. Bought it, and I was like, all right, that's my purchase. Now I'm like, I got those guys, and now it's like, I feel like I'm gonna end up getting roped in. I'm gonna get in trouble. So
Stay on target. Just stay on
stay on
target.
target.
You know, being the guy, the elder statesman here, I can tell you that you get to a point and you'll get, probably as your son gets a little older, you'll get going full speed and you'll be like, I'm doing this with him. This is our thing, right? We're in on it. And then you'll get to a point where you're like, okay, I can slow down a little bit. I'm still going to force feed this guy some things, but now I can be more picky. I can say, I'd like to have all of it, but since I'm not going to get all of it, what makes sense for me? You know, and I really now am at a point where I'm second guessing everything because of where I live and the setup of my house. And I now having grandkids who now want to play with every single thing that I've ever owned. So I'm thinking, probably time for me to start shuffling that stuff over to them and me just finding the little things here or there that have meaning or, you know, make sense for me. I used to, I would have walked in today to Ollie's and to the event and just come out with bags. I've been the bag lady, right? But now I'm sitting back and I go, I get enjoyment out of spending time with the crew. I get enjoyment out of seeing you guys find things that make sense for you and that you want. And then the little victories here or there make sense, and it's just the overall trip. So you'll go through your ups and downs with it, but I'm excited to see as your son gets older where it goes. And then heck, you never know. With all you guys having young kids, I will retire from this and let all your kids run Rule the Galaxy here in like 5 and 10 years.
There you go.
Yeah.
Skeleton crew.
That's Rule the Galaxy Skeleton Crew.
There you go.
I love it. I love it. Well, it's been a pleasure having Joe along with us with the regular crew here. Brent, it was good being with you at Great Ohio Toy Show, and sorry you couldn't get this one, but we'll plan something in the future, and we'll look forward to it. And I was talking to my wife tonight. Can't wait to make our next trip out towards the Philly area. So we're not only seeing all the touristy things, but then these two guys can show me some of the Philly side of things that we didn't see. Like I was showing you Pittsburgh stuff that you guys have not been around today. So I think that's it. That's chapter 318. We're doing this live on YouTube, but we'll release it soon on a podcast. Rule the Galaxy. Follow us on Twitter. We do a little on Instagram, starting to do more on Facebook. Emails rulethegalaxysw@gmail.com. And, just keep making comments. Keep checking in with us. We love to hear back from you. D-Doc, are you seeing some comments we need to cover?
Yeah, I just saw Dr. Squatch asking if we're going to ICCC this year because he said he would buy a ticket if we are going.
I don't plan to go.
Yeah, I don't think we're going this year.
That doesn't mean that we might not make trips down to Alabama during football season to see Auburn play and something like that. I don't know. But right now, I don't plan on going to ICCC.
I don't plan on going.
Yeah.
Sorry, Doc. I want to meet up with you guys, but it might have to be at a different time.
We will one day, though, Dr. Squatch. We
That's
will.
right. That's right. That's it. That's all we got. Thanks, Doc, for being a part of it. Chapter 318 in the books. And until next time, may the Force be with you.
Don't know how to end this. Trying to do it right now.